Big changes coming. 18 states banning soda, candy, and junk food from food stamps in 2026. What you need to know, hey everyone, it's another episode of Crowning Thoughts. If you're catching this while doing chores, driving around, or just kicking back, perfect, these audio drops are made for multitasking, so you don't miss a thing. Today, we're talking about a major shift hitting the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, what a lot of folks still call food stamps. Starting in 2026, 18 states are rolling out restrictions that block people from using SNAP benefits to buy stuff like soda, candy, energy drinks, and in some cases, even prepared desserts or highly processed foods. This is the first time ever that the federal government has greenlit these kinds of limits, and it's already sparking a ton of conversation about health, choice, and how the program works. Let's break it down straight. SNAP helps around 41 million Americans put food on the table each month. Normally, you can buy pretty much any food item that has a nutrition label: fruits, veggies, meat, dairy, grains, and snacks like chips, cookies, soda, and candy too. The only big no-go's have always been alcohol, tobacco, hot prepared foods, vitamins, and non-food stuff. But now, under what's called the Make America Healthy Again initiative from the Department of Health and Human Services, the USDA has approved waivers for states to change that. These waivers let states redefine what counts as food for SNAP purchases, targeting items they see as low in nutrition. As of late 2025, 18 states have these approvals locked in: Arkansas, Colorado, Florida, Hawaii, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and West Virginia. The rollout dates vary. Some kick off January 1, 2026, like Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, Utah, and West Virginia. Others start a bit later, like Idaho in February, Florida and Texas around April, and places like Arkansas and Missouri pushing into summer or fall. All told, this affects about 14 million SNAP users in those states. What exactly can't you buy? It depends on the state, but the common thread is sugary drinks and sweets. Most are banning soda regular, diet, carbonated stuff with sweeteners, along with candy like chocolate bars, gummies, hard candies, and gum. Energy drinks are out in several spots too. Florida and Missouri go further, nixing prepared desserts such as cakes, cookies, and packaged treats from brands like Little Debbie or Entenmann's. Tennessee and Iowa take a broader swing at processed foods, meaning anything altered from its natural state, though details on that are still firming up. Arkansas restricts fruit drinks with less than 50% real juice, plus other unhealthy drinks. A few, like Colorado or West Virginia in some versions, focus mainly on soft drinks. The push behind this comes from folks like Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins and Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who argue it's about getting back to SNAP's roots, helping with real nutrition, not fueling health problems. They point to America's chronic disease rates, like diabetes and obesity, and say taxpayer dollars shouldn't subsidize products that contribute to those issues. Rollins called the waivers bold and historic, saying they're empowering states to protect kids from highly processed junk and cut down on illnesses that cost everyone in the long run. Governors in these states echo that North Dakota's leader talked about aiming for the healthiest state. South Carolina's called it common sense to make sure aid goes toward nutritious stuff. Historically, this is new ground. Back in the 2000s up through 2024, the USDA shot down similar requests, saying in a 2007 paper that there's no clear way to label foods good or bad. But starting in May 2025, approvals began Nebraska first, then Indiana and Iowa quick after, and it snowballed to these 18. It's tied to broader SNAP tweaks too, like states picking up more admin costs from October 2026, tougher error penalties in 2027, higher allotments for families, work requirements expanding to ages 18 to 64, and limits on eligibility for some immigrants. On the flip side, not everyone's on board. Critics, including nutrition experts and advocacy groups like the Food Research and Action Center, or NYC Food Policy Center, say these bans add hassle without fixing root problems. Defining junk food isn't straightforward, is Gatorade soda. What about granola bars or baking chocolate versus candy bars? Retailers have to update systems, which hits small stores hard, and cashiers might deal with frustrated customers when items get denied at checkout. Studies on past pilots suggest people might just buy restricted stuff with cash instead of changing habits overall. Plus, for low-income families, treats like soda or cake can be small joys, think birthday parties or holidays, and banning them with benefits feels punitive. Some worry it stigmatizes SNAP users or creates confusion, especially near state borders where rules differ. Logistics are a big question too. States are using things like sales tax definitions, like in Iowa for taxed items, or product codes to flag ineligible stuff at the register. Signs, webinars, and facts are popping up to help stores and shoppers prep. But with variations, one state might allow flavored water, another not. It's bound to cause mix-ups early on. This isn't nationwide yet. The other 32 states plus DC stick with the old rules for now. But officials are urging more to jump in, framing it as state-led innovation. Whether it spreads or gets tweaked depends on how these pilots play out. Most are set as 2-year tests with data collection on shopping changes and health impacts. Bottom line, if you're on SNAP in one of these 18 states, start checking your state's specifics soon. Lists of banned items are on USDA and state sites, and benefits still cover tons of healthy basics: produce, proteins, grains, dairy. The goal is nudging toward better choices, but it'll mean adjusting habits for snacks and drinks. My advice here: if this hits your state, plan ahead, stock up on allowed items, budget cash for treats if you want them, and look into local food pantries or programs for extras. Talk to your reps if you think the rules need fine-tuning. Feedback matters in these pilots. Focus on balanced meals where you can. Fresh stuff often stretches farther anyway. And if you're not affected, maybe think about how food access ties into bigger health pictures. Staying informed is key either way. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. Follow so we can stay connected. Your support matters more than you know, and I appreciate every moment you give to listen. Your support is important to me, and it helps me a lot. Feel free to like, support, and subscribe. Crowning Thoughts, True Speaker, copyright 2025 by Santiago DC Maria, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution. I love you all and stay blessed. Thank you for listening. Love always. Santiago DC Maria.